Well, this is the continuity of the video. When we left, guys, we were at number 3, where we're looking at an exponential equation. I did explain the golden rule about the golden rule of an exponential equation, where you have a to the power of x is equals to a to the power of y. I emphasize that you must always ensure that the bases are the same before you can drop the exponent. So in this case, will be equal to y. So because on our equation that we were given them, we were given 3 to the power of 2x, which is equals to 9. So you need to make sure that the left-hand side is equals to the right-hand side. So in this case, we will change 9. If we change 9, guys, we know that it will be 3 squared. Why I said so? Remember that the factors of 9 is 3 times 3. And how many 3's do we have there? There are 2. So we have 3 squared. So we have now ensure that our bases are the same. What is the next step? The next step is to drop the exponent. So in this case, it will be 2x, which will be equal to 2. Then because you want to make x the subject of the formula, divide both sides by 2. This and this, they cancel. How many times does 2 goes into 1? I mean, how many times does 2 goes into 2? It goes once, right? So x will be equal to 1. So we have x is equals to 1. So we can check there. From the left-hand side, if I take where there is x, I put 1. On the right-hand side, I know that it's 9, right? So what is 2 times 1? 2 times 1, we know, guys, that's going to be 2. And 2 and 3 squared, that will be 9. So the left-hand side is equals to the right-hand side. So that's the golden rule. Guys, I hope you are learning. I hope you are looking at this with a wide mind, not a narrow-minded, right? We are not narrow-minded, but we are looking this with a critical perspective, right? So let's see our last equation for today, because okay, before this equation, I want us to let's look at something like this. Let's say you're given x minus 4. Let's say x minus 4 divided by 4 is equals to 0. So the aim, you can multiply by your LCD, which is you can multiply by 4, which is a denominator both sides, to get rid of this. So we can see that this and this cancel, and we know that this is x minus 4. Then what is 0 times 4? 0 times 4, that will be 0. So you need to make x the subject of the formula. Transpose negative 4 to the other side. Since it's negative, it becomes positive. What you do on the right-hand side must also be done on the right-hand side. What you do on the left-hand side must also be done on the right-hand side. So we know that negative 4 plus 4 is the same as saying 4 minus 4, which will be 0. So in this case, we are left with x. And what is 0 plus 4? It's 4. So that's the end of it here. So let's look at number 4. Let's look at number 4. Before I'll talk about the notes. So we have a product. Zero. This is a 0 product. So whenever they give you a 0 product, you equate everything to 0. So you're having x plus 1 equated to 0. You're also having x plus 2 equated to 0. Then the best way is to take negative 1 to the other side. So if you take positive 1 to the other side, it becomes negative 1. If you take positive 2 to the other side, it becomes negative 2. So that's the solution then. That's the solution. We have negative 1 and also have negative 2. So you can go back and substitute. If you put negative 1 here, negative 1 plus 1, that would be 0. So if you put negative 2 plus 2, that will be 0. So 0 times 0 is 0. So making this equation to be true, right? So on our upcoming videos, we'll look at other type of equations, such as a quadratic equation. They usually like it in MIP 1502, October, November exams, right? So lastly, let's look at what our notes emphasize. The first part, let me start with solving equations. An equation consists of two expressions that have the same value or are equal. Therefore, we write an expression on either side of an equal sign. Solving equation merely means that we determine the value, the unknown variable. The first and the most important step in solving equation is to simplify these expressions. Simplify equation differ slightly from simplifying an expression. That's what I told you. Remember, whenever if we simplify or we express, we are talking about expression. It's different from an equation, because in equation we are just solving, right? Number A says that step A, we want to isolate the variables on the left hand side and the constants on the right hand side of the equation to be able to solve for the unknown. So this means that if there is a constant on the left hand side or a variable on the right hand side, it has to be removed then, right? So B, however, since the left hand side and right hand side are equal, we have to keep them equal. If we remove or subtract a constant term from the left hand side, we also have to subtract it from the right hand side, just as I've did there, just as I've done there, guys. Is what I did. Therefore, at number C, I really loved their explanation here. Check. Therefore, we must understand that the concept inverse, opposite, and reciprocal very well. If I want to remove a term from the left hand side, the only way is to subtract it as they said as what as well, right? As well, right? If I want to remove a term from the left hand side, the only way is to subtract it. The sum will be 0. But then I also have to subtract the same term on the right hand side. Yes, they are here explaining what I did, right? So I hope my explanation will be much simpler than what the textbook is explaining, right? Because they said that whenever you transpose a number, if it's positive, it will change to negative. If it's negative, it will change to positive, right? That's what I said. That's what I've said. And these are golden rules, guys. These are golden rules. For example, if I were to work this, remember, if I were to work this, if I were to apply their principles, how will I work this? If it was Mr. Richard working on this, because I'm given 3x minus 4, and here it's x plus 6. First thing first, I will collect the like term. The like terms are those with the same variable here. So if I take x, because it's positive, if it goes to the other side, it will be negative. Right? So if negative 4, if it goes to the other side, it will be 6 plus 4. Right? Because it's negative, when you transpose it to the right hand side, it changes. So the like terms are here. How many? We have 3 x's here. If you take 1, you're left with what? 2x, right? So, and also, if you say 6 plus 4, you have what? 10. You will then, remember what you do on the left-hand side must be done on the right-hand side. You will then divide both sides by 2. So, this and this, they cancel. How many times does 2 goes into 10? 5 times, right? So, you have x is equals to 5. This is how I will have work out this. But you can also work it in this manner as well. By transposing negative 4, what you do on the left hand side must be done on the right hand side. You can also work it in this manner. We're still gonna get the answer. There are many ways to kill a cat. You just have to apply what works for you, guys. Yeah, as long as it doesn't disobey the maths principles, as long as it obeys the maths principles, you will be on the safer side. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe, like, comment. We really appreciate you. See you on the next one. By the way, tomorrow we are looking at MIP 2601.